talking to you guys about Parkinson's disease and how the drug levodopa-carbidopa, also known as Sinemet, affects this disease and helps alter the symptoms. So Parkinson's disease is a disease, it's a neurodegenerative disease, and what that means is that it's a disease that breaks down the neurons in your body. And without the neurons in your body, you wouldn't be able to do anything like walking or me up here talking to you right now. That would not happen. So the neurons in the brain, it's the place that's damaged. It's called the substantia nigra. And what that is a cluster in your brain, and it has dopamine producing nerve cells. And dopamine is a neurotransmitter hormone in your brain that allows you to feel good. So when you do well on a test, you get a feeling of elation, and it's not because of dopamine. So in Parkinson's disease, these dopamine cells are broken down or destroyed. And what this does is your body's not able to produce it anymore, so you get not that feeling anymore, and your body isn't able to do. And because of this, you get side effects such as tremors in your hands, you walk slowly or very shuffled gait when you walk, and your speech also goes down as well. So there are 5 different stages of Parkinson's, stage 1 through 5. Stage 1 is you really don't really see the symptoms at all. There might be just slight, where stage 5, it's like the person can't even move and it eventually ends to death. So there's early onset and late onset. Early onset Parkinson's disease happens before 50 years old, and late onset is after 50. Early onset is not as common, but late onset is. And once a person is diagnosed with Parkinson's, they have about a 20-year lifespan after that. So what the drug does when it comes into the body is it acts as a dopamine drug. The dopamine, it synthesizes dopamine in your body, and it mimics dopamine by coming in and breaking down into dopamine in the body. This drug was formed in the 1970s, and the FDA approved this drug. So according to the FDA website, it was approved in 1971 through different clinical trials and stuff like that. And what they've shown in the clinical trials is it first started out as levodopa, which is just the precursor of dopamine. So when your body breaks down the levodopa, it then breaks into the dopamine that you can use. But the problems they found with this is that the dopamine would not actually get to the cells. It would just break down outside of the targeted cells and not have any effects. So in about the 1990s, they brought in carbidopa, which is a COMT inhibitor. And what that does is it keeps the drug from breaking down until it passes the blood-brain barrier, which then can be broken down and released to the rest of the body. So how it does this is it's in a 1-to-4 ratio of the levodopa to carbidopa. So you would need a lot more carbidopa to help it guide to the cell instead of being broken down. And this acts as an inhibitor to prevent the dopamine from being broken down. It also, the structural differences between the two are very similar, so that's why the levodopa can be broken down into dopamine in the body. And according to the Parkinson's Disease Foundation, over 60,000 people are diagnosed with this a year in America, and about 10 million people worldwide have been diagnosed. So you can see why this is important for the body for the population to have this drug. In a clinical trial done by the Orion Corporation in California, there was studies shown about how this actually works into the body, and they've begun to see that there's side effects of the drug, and those side effects include stuff such as high blood pressure, problems with the heart, so like people have had heart attacks with this and stuff like that. But it's also hard to tell if this was due to the drug or just the side effects of the Parkinson. So what they're starting to do now with this drug is add another co-drug to it called talcopone, and what that does is it helps offset those drugs from the side effects of the Sinemet. So as Parkinson's disease continues to grow, this disease obviously isn't curable. There's no cure, but with drugs like levodopa, carbidopa, the symptoms can be offset and better reduced for help the patient life.